I think Robbie probably went through a more rigorous process than probably anybody else who's employed by this football club, truth be known.
Arc away and don't talk a lot of shite.
What I do know is that he will work 25/8 to bring success for this football club.
I got freaks 9 days out of the week. I can give him...
There's only 7 days in a week.
Man, you ain't Big Pop. I'm the big bad booty daddy. It's non-stop. Now listen, English.
Kevin Thelwell has lost the plot. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. I can't even believe we even have to make a vid on this, but don't worry, there's plenty more to get into regarding Kevin Thelwell and his press conference adventures. But this wee clip, right, the few clips that kicked off this video, he's talking about, well, when you kick off with the latter thing he said, right, his son Robbie is going to work 25/8. I heard this and I was like, oh, 25/8? Have we suddenly added an extra hour to the day? Have we suddenly added an extra day to the week? How do you get it so fucking wrong? Not even like he said 24/8, right? Getting one of them wrong, I mean, I wouldn't really label it acceptable, but at the same time, I can maybe see it, you know? But 25/8? I mean, how do you manage that? To me, that's just a guy that's spewing absolute horseshit. And then, I mean, that's laughable in itself, but what he said at the beginning, that his son, Robbie Thelwell, has went through one of the most rigorous processes in terms of an appointment this club's ever seen. Are you having a giraffe? Right? Robbie Thelwell, scout at Wolves. Scout at Norwich. And do you want to know what his last job at Norwich was? Strap in, because you'll piss yourself, folks. Loan player manager. Loan? I didn't even know they existed. His last title, his last role at a club was loan player manager. What? I mean, I'm going to say what is that, right? I know it's pretty self-explanatory, but the point is, what the fuck is that doing in charge of our head of recruitment? A loan player manager. If this guy went through one of the most rigorous processes in our history in terms of an appointment, how the fuck have we landed at a guy that used to manage loan players at a diddy club like Norwich City and gave him the keys to the recruitment at this club? And if you don't see the problem there, I don't know what to fucking tell you about Kevin Thelwell. I mean, to even lie, right? Even if this guy was good. So let's say he'd been good and he had a decent experience in terms of recruitment and in terms of being like ahead of recruitment, even at a way lesser club, say like a League 2 team in England, right? To sit there and lie through your teeth and pretend that this guy's went through a normal recruitment process, a rigorous one at that, and one of I mean, to pretend he's the person they've did the most for, man, is ups. I mean, that is getting me pretty angry, to pretend that this is the most rigorous process that a candidate ever went through. That is insane. That is utter shite. He's your son. He's probably went through the exact fucking opposite of that. The easiest. And then they're talking about, oh, well, we knew when we were appointing him that the fans were going to think that. That's the second time I've heard this in the last couple of days for this Rangers board, right? Because Andrew Kavanagh said, I knew the fans were thinking it's going to look like a mess. I refute that. It's not a mess, but I understand why you think it looks like a mess from the outside. This is exactly the same shite. Oh no, we've done the greatest thing ever from within. It's the most rigorous process ever. But I understand why it looks like it. I'm helping my son out with a wee job. Anyway, man, 24/8. No, not 20 wishes it was 24/8. It was 25/8. After 8. We're all out after 8. It's just... Right. Time to head over to Twitter because, believe it or not, the guy's fucking said worse than this, hasn't he? So let's dive in and react. So we're now on X. We've got a few things here. Molly May hearing Thelwell's son gets 25 hours in a day, 8 days a week. I mean, it's Triple H going ballistic, but I don't even know, man. No, he was speaking about the appointment of his son Robbie, which I've already went over in great detail. I mean, optically, we all agreed this was going to be seen in a particular way, but we want to bring the best talent to Rangers. Well, listen. Right, how is this... Well, no, actually, we're going to hit pause here and look at this guy's career. the very best talent to this football club. He was a scout at Wolves, he was a scout at Aston Villa, and he was a scout of Norwich, and then he's ended up being the lone player manager. And this guy wants to bring the best talent to Rangers Football Club. This is the guy. This is the guy that's capable of being our head of recruitment. I mean, look at the further details here, right? I mean, this is just an absolute fucking disaster, man. There is no two ways about it. But head of technical scouting and loan management, head of technical first team technical. What? It's just, I mean, loan player manager. Loan player manager. What? I mean, who are we letting? Oh, look, here's his wee website. Here's his LinkedIn. Wouldn't wipe me arse with his LinkedIn. That's the best that we've got available. And he came out last night. I know this did come out last night, but I'm probably uploading this tomorrow. He's come out and said that Robbie Thelwell, the two Premier League clubs wanted him to do what? Be a scout. Now, Villa and Wolves are both scouts. But they want him to be a scout. There is no way in fuck that any Premier League club wanted this guy to be head of recruitment. No. Because see that rigorous process he's talking about? Those clubs wouldn't even bother their arse with that because they would never even be interviewing a guy of this calibre for their head of recruitment. It's actually insane how we are being run like an absolute clown show. And he's called it. I can't sit here and pretend that this resume is good enough for what he's doing. He doesn't need your help. Okay then. He's been a scout and a loan player manager. And he doesn't need help to do the role of head of recruitment from his dad, who's brought in a lot of duds, brother. I mean, why would we want him to give this guy help? I mean, why would you want this guy's help? I mean, come on. So, I mean, that's an. Did you that player pathways manager? That sounds player pathways. That sounds brilliant. Loan player manager. That's what that means. That's what that translates into. What's he saying here about the two Premier League clubs? What they want to take him as? Oh, so Dan Purdy wanted to take him to Everton, but he said that's not the case. He didn't think he's ready. And suddenly another season of managing loan players? He's fucking ready? This guy's pissing me off, man. Very difficult to. What that tells me is that see Everton, they actually had owners that were going to tell this fucking guy no. But at Rangers, we don't have that. The 14, Andrew Kavanagh's letting these guys roll the roost. That tells me that Everton would have saw right through that. Fuck, we're giving your son a decent sized role at this club. Not a chance, but Rangers will. Aye, I mean, come on. A more rigorous... I can't even be arsed listening to him. Yep, I agree. Let's see here. What else is he saying? Right, he was grilled on the decision to spend... I'll be interested to hear that. He was grilled on the decision to spend 10 million on Yusuf Chermiti. Well, this will be a rare fucking laugh. He's a young talent. No, but see, that is where this guy's on crack, because we can't spend 10 million on a young talent who's going to become good. Yeah, we can't do that in this league. You can't do it. That you can only spend 10 million on a young talent that's going to become good. Become good, but that's going to become world class or something. That's the only way you spend 10 million in this league. You cannot spend 10 million on a guy that might become good. This guy's shite, Yusuf Chermiti. Sick of talking about it, but this is not the league where you spend 10 million on a guy that's unproven and he might become good. You need to be spending 10 million on someone that is good, and I'd even argue better than good. We need a game changer, a game winner, a guy that's going to score bags of goals, a guy that can change games, dictate games, difference makers, game changers. Yusuf Chermiti is like playing with a man down. And the rumours talking about Chermiti, apparently Everton only wanted to loan us with an option to buy, and this guy's went ahead and slapped 10 mil. Right. Patrick Stewart and Kevin Thelwell on fans demanding their sack. This will be a real laugh. And where do Rangers belong, Patrick? Because I'm hearing that for him and Andy and all the rest. Where do we belong? Because we kept Martin in a job for so fucking long. I'm questioning where do they think we belong? It's something worth fighting for, something to be proud of. Okay. Then why did we spend 10 million on a guy that's absolute shite, doesn't know what a fucking goal is, alright? And also, leave areas of the pitch that are completely neglected. Say we didn't sign Yusuf Chermiti, we would not be worse off in any way. We wouldn't be. We just would not be. We'd have 10 million in the bank that could have been spent in other positions. That's how crazy it is. Miloski and Danilo could share that position. We've seen Asgard play up front against St Mirren. Was he very good? No, he was pretty shite. Guess what? Guess he's also shite. The £10 million guy we brought in, so we could fucking anyone. I'd play Tav up front over fucking Yusuf Chermiti. That 10 million should have went towards a left back. That 10 million could have went towards centre backs, right? Who are actually going to be here next year, because the likes it is, De Giga will not be here. Not many people would want him to be here. Suter's probably not going to re-sign. The likes of Fernandez is shite. That's another guy who spent $3.5 million on. That's away. There's just so many fucking loonies in. I mean, Mikey Moore can play down the middle. So why have we spent 10 million on this guy? We'll spend 10 million on a guy for potential. When there's other areas of the pitch that need addressed. What? Spending 10 million on Chermiti would be awful, even at the best of times. Even if every position was stacked, right, and you were simply just going out to sign a guy for potential, it would still be awful because there's nothing in him. But when you are leaving 3, 4, 5 positions of this team neglected to bring in a guy that's fucking rank rotten just so you can do a wee favour to your wee pals at Everton, it's rank rotten. Anyway, we're done. I actually cannot stand Patrick Stewart and Kevin Thelwell, and yeah, he talks about the two Premier League clubs wanted his son. He mentions Everton's one of them, and that he wasn't quite ready then. Well, what's changed? I'll tell you what's changed. I'll tell you why he's ready for Rangers and not Everton. Because Everton, their board actually had a fucking backbone and didn't want to take a guy that was clearly underqualified for a job. While at our club, Kevin Thelwell's running things with that bald fraud Patrick Stewart, and no one's saying no to them, and it's quite fucking evident. So there you go, guys. We're done. We're on 1-1. The black's behind the white. Whatever analogy you want to use. We are snookered, and it's never going to get better with these guys. That's a fact. Danny Rowe has got the biggest uphill task ever since I can remember. Honestly, name me a more uphill task than this. I feel sorry for him. I've called out the appointment. I think it's horrific. He'll probably get sacked within the next couple of months, but he has been dealt a shit hand, and I do feel sorry for him in that degree. And yeah, what can you do? People can, we'll get to January, we'll get to January and do it. These guys our head of recruitment's a 26-year-old lone player manager. What's he going to do? What's he going to do for the month of January? Manage the 15 loan players we brought in for mental fees? What is happening here? Seriously, what is going on with it? We've put a structure in place. Man, if this was a structure, the site would be getting closed down. It's like asbestos everywhere, man. It's rank rotten.